Well, welcome, Donnie. We've got our very own Adam Smasher of Mayhem here today. How you feeling, Donnie?
Um, I'm feeling I would say pretty proud of myself for the tournament that most recently happened. So
You
that's how
should
I'm
be.
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I'm
should
really
definitely
proud
be proud of
and
yourself. You did so good. People are saying that you should get champion.
yeah, I never really expected to be getting like to be doing that good in the tournament. I just kind of, threw an Atom Smasher on my roster as like an emergency character because I was like one of the only characters that I had somewhat experience with and that wasn't gonna get first rounded. So I was like, all right, just gonna throw this guy in there, see how he
Yeah.
does. So I'm proud I did so well.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty proud of you too as well. You did a lot better than I expected you to. I've seen maybe one or two of your fights. I would say that yeah, if you put up in your knight, I would say you would get pretty beat up because you do seem to go a little more realistic fighting with your knight. But with your Adams matcher, I would say that you did absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Yeah,
Well,
my
let's get right
my
into the
night
real
is
questions. What was the
I say
third
less.
fight of your weekend?
Um, do you mean like in all of the tournament or do you mean my fights?
When it
The
comes
favorite one I
to
had.
who you fought.
Um, that's kind of a hard question. I'm kind of stuck on two. If I had to choose, it would be I would say against Behemoth because
Yeah.
he really made me think about how I needed to play. I mean, like since I'm kind of a smaller dude in the tournament, I kind of had to really strategize against my opponents. So, but he was like one opponent that was like, how am I gonna win this? How would I win this? And
Yeah.
I was just thinking of counters to do. I was just thinking the way he fights, and I haven't really seen him fight a lot, so it was kind of like hard for me too because I don't know how he fights, but I know he's a brute fighter, so I just took whatever I got from that, and I just cut off my information, and I kind of was like, okay, so when he does this, I gotta kind of use this. So in that entire fight, I was just whatever he would do, I would think of a counter and try to do it, and I just tried doing flashy stuff to get people's attention and make myself stand out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say you did pretty good compared to him. Not compared to him, but he did amazing. But fighting against him, how about that? You did pretty good. I would say I would I would think myself that that was probably your hardest fight too. Then.
Yeah, I would say out of the four fights I've had, I think it's four. The four I had, it's that was definitely the number one fight that was the hardest for me because he was like such a big name, and it's kind of scary seeing the roster and seeing Behemoth versus Donnie, and I was like, damn, I really can't win this. And I was thinking so much about it, and I was like, so I was just thinking so much about like what people would think of me during the fight. I mean, like he is such. I love the way he fights, and like it's super like it's. I was so surprised that I would go up against him. I never would have thought I would go up against Behemoth because he's just such a big name, and I was just praying that he was one of the people I wouldn't get put up against in the roster, but yeah, I got put up against him, so I just had to fight him.
Mm-hmm. What about something? Where was I didn't see that you had not a lot of stuff on your avatar, but what was something that you were dying to pull out?
Well, it wasn't really what I wanted to pull out. It was kind of more of like what did I want to do that would stand out. Like against Behemoth, I did a thing where I activated my Sandy, slid under him, and took out my arm shotgun, and I started firing at his face. Um, and I just had to think of stuff to do throughout all of my fights that was unique. Like against Wilkes, I did my Sandy drop kick. I was planning that before the fight. And against RGG, when I tried catching the rock with my legs, that was something I also planned. But yeah, I didn't have much stuff on my avatar, so I was just kind of using everything I had. So
Yeah, well, I would say that just because you don't have a lot of stuff on your avatar doesn't mean you can't utilize it well. Your movement with the Sandevistan has got to be the best that I've ever seen when it comes to an Ada Smasher or a David Martinez fighter.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
What were your, how were you feeling before your fight with Behemoth?
I'll be honest, that fight was really bringing me like I was getting like despair from when I heard that I was fighting him because I wanted to make it like I didn't expect to go far in like the first round because I saw I was against RGG, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna lose against RGG and maybe lose in the losers bracket. But I won against the losers bracket, and when I got to the third round, I was like, maybe I actually have a chance on winning this. So, but when I got put up against Behemoth, I was really like, fuck, what am I supposed to do?
I would
It's like
say
I was
that
like,
fight with Behemoth has really, it really was something that tested you. And it really was something that it made you, I don't even know how to say it. It made you noticed because you did so good against Behemoth that people are saying, "Oh, Donnie, he was the underdog, but he did amazing. He deserves all this different shit." And I would say, yeah, I would agree with all that.
yeah.
Well, I think that probably goes into the next question. So let's go to the question right after. What was something that you learned from your experience during this weekend?
I would say, I'll be honest, before the tournament started, I was, this is just like my central mindset of Fight Finder in general. I didn't really like brutes like at all. Like I hated like I liked watching them. I would be like watching them, but I would hate to fight one. But
Yeah.
this tournament really like brings me that like brutes in like any type of fighter, they could be really fucking good no matter what fighting style you can be. And that's like I kind of stopped judging people in the way they fight. Now I'm judging people more like how they act, you know?
Yeah.
So that's something that changed, and also that what was I gonna say? I also thought there would be a lot of bias in the competition, but now that I before I learned that um Baron was the only one judging, I was
Yeah.
kind of more at ease with it because I know there's a lot of people saying there's a lot of bias in the judging, but that's pretty much in every group, so it's just kind of regular. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much what I've learned throughout the entire tournament.
The only thing I've heard about bias was that I would say a lot of people were saying that Baron has only ever been biased to John Doe, and that was just barely biased. I don't believe that. I believe Baron is a trusted judge, but there are a few people who do say that. What about did you train for the tournament at all? And if so, what was that like? What were you doing?
Um, I will say I very minimally trained. I didn't train a lot. Like I didn't. Well, I don't really fight in Fight Finder a lot. I more or less do public fights with some of my other friends, and I kind of took that. That was kind of like my training. That, and also sometimes going to like the next collective
Hmm.
like instance they would have, and other just instances, and I would just see the way people would fight, and I would kind of just take from that and then put it into the tournament.
Yeah, well, I would say even with that minimal training, you did well. Um, what about your very first fight? When you went up against the first person you fought, what was racing through your mind?
When I was in the stream of the wheel, and the one person, or one of like the three people I didn't want to get paired up against was RGG, and when the wheel was spinning and I on RGG, I was like, please don't be me. Please don't be anybody that has the first letter in their name, D. And the wheel's spinning and it clicks on me. I was like, motherfucker, why
Mm-hmm.
me? So I was pretty upset, and I was like, bro, I have no chance in the tournament if this is the first person I'm getting put up against. But then throughout the days before the tournament, I was kind of just thinking that maybe the reason I got put up against RGG is probably to like it was random, but it's also to test the way I fight. All these fights that I've had have been tests, and I didn't really expect to win against RGG. I just wanted to put up a good show for people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we're on to our final question, and this one is you choose how to take it. Who are you? Who have you become after this tournament?
Um, ooh, that's a weird question. I would say, well, now I'm really known as the Atom Smasher of like Fight Finder due to my performance. But I would say the entire reason I really like wanted to participate in the tournament was see how far I would get, number one, and also that I wanted to make like a better name for realistic fighters because I know a lot of realistic fighters get a lot of hate, and I do get it. A lot of them are for pretty good reasons, but also just other people just don't really like them. Like a lot of people just don't like them because how judgy most are. I mean, I don't really judge
Mm-hmm.
like how others do. I kind of just am. I'm just kind of there, and I just like fighting realistically. But yeah, that's pretty much like what I have like that's who I became during this entire tournament. Well, now I'm the Atom Smasher of Fight Finder because I performed so well. This is, I find it so funny because Atom Smasher, I used to play him back before I was using like Standable, and like back in like the early days of me, like the first times I was coming into Fight Finder. And I kind of, when I was choosing a character, I was kind of just thinking about who do I have experience with, and what has or who has abilities. And I was like, huh, a while ago I used to fight as Adam Smasher. Why don't I just fight as him? So I don't regret the decision at all. Next year, it's a chance I may be fighting as him again. There's also a chance I might not because there's one fighter I really want to be, but there's no avatars. But apparently, Mort's gonna help me make an avatar of him. So
Yeah. I will
yeah.
say the way you use the Sandevistan, it's from what I've picked up, you can tell me if this is wrong or not, but from what I picked up, it looks like you are using it to where it's in real time instead of using the Sandevistan to stop time. You use it extremely fast as if we're seeing it happen in real time instead of having you be able to put in that role play to stop the time, and then they have to freeze and all that. Is that true or not?
Yeah, that I didn't really think of that. I more thought of like with my Sandy, I'm just gonna do bursts with it because like I get it, it slows down time, but a lot of people don't really like understand that, and I don't want to like go up to him and be like, okay, so when I pop my Sandevistan, I'm gonna play sound and you're gonna freeze. I didn't really like that entire thing, so I just did like my friend, shout out Ornstein, he provided me with a Sandevistan sound, and I listened to it, and it was like a quick burst, and I was like, huh, maybe that's how I should use it. So I would just
Mhm.
use it, and I would do like I would make my body look if I was in a previous motion, and I would just I would just use it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I think that you should continue to do that because it definitely puts some of yourself, your own kind of fighting style into your own Atom Smasher.
agreed.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the time we have right now. This was Donnie, our very own Multiverse Mayhem Atom Smasher. Tune in another time. We're going to be interviewing some more throughout this week.